Hey guys, today we're making preparations to start a new project at Envision Prototypes. I'm Nick, sitting in my 51 Ford Shoebox. Now about a year ago, I bought this car sight unseen. We dragged it home from a farmer's field, rescue it from the scrapyard. They were going to get rid of it. What the heck, might as well save it. I love these old cars, and we dragged it here back to the shop. Now over the past year, I've been kind of debating what we can do with this car. There's a lot of things we can do. Some people that saw the very first video we put out said scrap the car because of what's involved, but that just isn't my thing. So do we build a rat rod with this? Not really. I'm not into rat rods. I'm not into cobbling things together and having something unsafe on the road. How about a gasser? So that was suggested, to build a gasser out of this. I'm not really into gassers, except after eating some 4-alarm chili. Now I could do what most people are doing on the YouTube and do an apocalypse car with this. It's all rusty, we could do some big scoops and whatever on it, but that's definitely been overdone. And as you know, I'm not like most people. It's scary, isn't it? So we're gonna take, and after you finish with the chassis, we're gonna take the roof, bring it down a bit, get rid of that post back there. The tail lights, we're gonna shave those tail lights and do something special. And no, I'm not talking about using my arm. We're gonna have tail lights, but they're gonna be different for a hot rod. And finally, we're going to sportify that front end, that front sheet metal. Since this is a Ford, and I love Mustangs, we're going to give that front end a Mustang feel to it. Now, when it comes to the drivetrain, the power plant, the part that makes this car go, I've been thinking about this. Fords always have their ignition on the left-hand side. I don't know why. Got to prime the carburetor a little bit. She's tired. Just give her a chance. Come on. It's getting there. Oh, almost. Oh, there we go. Great. Okay, it's not smoking. Doesn't sound bad either. Can you guys identify what kind of engine that is? Some people have a very good ear. Mine's not that good. I just know it's been hopped up a little bit, but it sounds pretty good. It doesn't smoke? That sounds good. Ah, it just stalled. We need to adjust the carburetor a little bit. Okay. Or we can use this to do this. There we go. Fired right up. And it sounds strong. What do you guys think? Option 1 or option 2? Now there are some things with option 1 that we need to talk about. A guy can dream, right? With option 1, we only have one problem. Actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 problems. We have to build everything. Except for the kitchen sink, because cars don't have kitchen sinks. Option 2 will save us a lot of fabrication time by using this. What do you think? Like I said, it's all there. Peel the body off, mount this over top, away we go. The other thing, I've really come to enjoy all those comfort features that these modern cars have. Heated seats, air conditioning. It's a wonderful thing. Could be I'm getting old. First thing we do with this rusty claptrap, and I'm being polite. I've read a lot worse in our comments. Yeah, we're gonna get this thing media blasted. Get rid of all the rust, epoxy prime it, get it prepped. And while we're doing that, we're gonna strip down that Infiniti and get that ready, get the chassis ready, so we can take and bring the two together. What beats having paddle shifters in a hot rod? I don't know, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I hope you guys join us on this journey. All right guys, so here we have the Infiniti, or some people call it the Infiniti G35 sport model. Yeah, that's right. That's the one that comes with the paddle shifters. So this is gonna be the donor for the 51 Ford. Now it's not very traditional, but hey, it's all there. We need a floor, we need a drivetrain, and this has it all. So it should make that car a lot of fun to drive. This 4-door thing for a sports car, I don't get it. But anyway, doesn't matter. It's all coming apart. So it's powered by a 3.6 liter, 306 horsepower engine. Overall, she's in really good condition. No rust anywhere. Somebody did some detail work on those rims, painted them flat black. Don't get it. Again, doesn't matter. We'll take care of that later on. There's my shadow. Sorry about that, guys. Can't seem to get away from that guy. So there's a little thing on the right hand side, but like I said, these quarters are coming off. Those exhausts, we might do something about that, because I want to kind of tailor the sound for the 51 Ford to sound a little different than what we have here. Yeah, this little spot here. But hey, the taillight didn't get broken. And that exhaust, well, that's supposed to be pointing back. So this whole thing was basically a matter of the kid didn't know how much power he had in his hands. And even with the all-wheel drive, he kind of got out of hand on him. So anyway, as you can see, the rest of the car is in mint condition. Now let's open up the trunk, because the trunk always tells a lot about a car, maintenance-wise, what's been done to it, if there's spare parts. Pop this button here. There we go. All these fandangle doodads. I don't know what happened to the days of 2 keys. Empty. Nothing happening. No spare parts, no belts, no alternators. It's a good thing. There's some oil here, mobile, and power steering fluid. Almost empty, but you have to check that out. Is it using oil? Don't know, but there's no residue inside the tailpipes, so that's a good thing. The detail rag here, they're looking at the outside. Let's pull up the mat and see what's underneath. Spare tire. That's it. Okay, that's not bad. As I say, no news is good news, right? Let's see the interior. Pretty clean overall. Girl's car? No, can't be. Hey, we got some Little Trees air fresheners. Fresh car scent. It sure doesn't smell like fresh car scent in here. It smells like something a little more natural. So in addition to the paddle shifters, you have all the toys. Adaptive cruise control, push button start, that's what I showed you earlier with my finger. I'm a key guy. I've grown up using cars with keys. I'm gonna have to get used to that, I guess. As long as you have the fob in your pocket or in the cup holder, she'll fire. So that's cool. GPS, clock, radio. Don't even know if the radio works. I'll have to test that out sometime. Okay. Clip over here. Floors are good. Doesn't seem to be any rust or anything happening inside. Let's check the back out here. Oh, what's this? A little bit of a belt. And I guess somebody did upgrade the serpentine belt. That's fine. That's good. Some nuts and bolts. Somebody's had something apart. Back seat doesn't look too bad. We'll be using all these interior seats and carpeting in the 51, so not in too bad a shape. Not sure if we'll use the door panels. See how well they fit up, but being this is a 4-door, they probably won't work too well in the back. We'll have to make that ourselves. Doors close nice. Open nice. A little bit of rust down here. Just a little spot, that's not bad. Now, she was repainted, you can see. It didn't do a very good job of masking that. There seems to be a lot of stuff over here. Ew. Not sure what that's about. And yeah, there we go. Again, pretty clean. In for the glove box. Jeez, bone dry, nothing in there. Incredible. Floors are good. Okay, dash isn't too bad. It's not cracked. We're gonna probably keep the dash as is. Maybe make a few modifications. We'll see. But there's no usually get cracks in through here. And this was not bad at all. The seats are in good condition. Something was sitting on there. Pretty cool. Accessories, aftermarket stereo. That's strange. I don't know if that's stock or not. Power adapter. Okay, let's see what's under the hood. From my understanding, this car has headlights that actually turn with the steering, which is pretty cool. I don't know if we can incorporate that into the 51. I know the light itself won't work, but oh, my bad. 3.5 liter. I thought it was 3.6. Off by a point. Not too bad. Oh, that was the battery cover, the passenger side there. All right. Brake fluid. What's in here? Again, nice and clean, pristine, nothing living in there. This car's been sitting outside for a bit, as you can see all the leaves and things. But we'll get that all taken apart, opened up. Fasteners are missing across the front here. This project can be a lot of fun. Somebody debadged the engine. Let me show you something. See here, this is the secret weapon of this car. Paddle shifters. So, oh, no, got a bit of a crack in the dash there. So we will have to do some custom work on the dash. Not a problem. That's the best part. All right, guys and gals, let's get this car in the shop. Well, let's check out the rotors, see how they look. A little rusty from sitting. I was told they had new brakes put on it, so I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it. The backs don't look too bad. Kind of hard to see in there, but anyway, we'll freshen all that up, clean it all up. If it needs new brakes, we'll do that. But for now, let's get her in the shop and start tearing it down. Break it down to the bare chassis. We're going to strip off the fenders, hood, doors, quarters, glass, front windshield, rear glass, and once we get it on the frame table, then we're going to do some major surgery. Take the roof off and start taking it down to where we can plant the 51 Ford over top. Now, there's a lot of ways to approach a project like this, and I've seen guys strip the car down, cut the roof off, and then take the car and go ripping up and down the street. And what I'm not sure if they realize, but once you take that roof off, you've lost the structural integrity of the car. It's a unibody. It doesn't have a frame, and she's going to flex. You don't want to be doing that. You know, it changed the alignment of everything. Alignment wise, you need that to be perfect. So let's get her in the shop and start stripping it down. And then we'll get into what is necessary to properly rebody a car. And there we go. This should just come off just like that. Help us remove those fasteners. Just like that. Loose, and we can now pull it ahead. It's an 8mm you'll need. Be gentle. And allowing the tips to get released. And then the last thing that I do is disconnect the flexes plate with the light. Take that out. And the fascia is off. most of the car disassembled, we can now go ahead and pull this rear glass out. Let me get my tool. Let's get something a little different to show we mean business. I thought you guys might not like that. It boggles the mind why anyone would want to launch a fire extinguisher, or anything for that matter, through a window. Just, why? You have all that work to clean up all that glass, all those shards later on. What I'm going to do is do this the right way with a spatula and just cut the urethane out, easy peasy, go around the edge and just pop the glass out in one piece. And the other thing, I wasn't wearing my safety glasses, so I would have heard about that in the comments, about how I wasn't smashing the glass out safely. So, okay, let's get cutting. What I'm going to do is go around and give a little bit of squirt around the perimeter, a little bit of water as a lubricant, and it's actually has a little bit of detergent in there to help the blade slide through the urethane. We'll go around and just take out that back glass in one piece. Let's get more of a stream. Now, you'd use a lot less water if you had the interior still in the car, but in this case, I don't mind if this painted metal gets wet. See how it starts to stick? Shoot a little bit of water. And no mess. There we go. See? Nothing to clean up. It's perfect. What would you sooner do? Spend hours cleaning up shards of glass, or take, 5 minutes and cut this out? Didn't bother doing the lower quarter panels because that's all going to be cut away. Everything else is cleaned up, inside, outside, and you can see exactly after it's blasted what we have to work with. So a little bit of undercoating there left over. Take a putty knife, scrape the rest of that off. We don't have to worry about the floors. And when they blast it, they made sure, double sure, that the roof didn't get warped. That's why we use this particular company. They are really good at what they do. Stripped everything off. The ceiling liner, again, very difficult to take off. It's kind of dark in there, but they did a fantastic job taking it off. And we have nice clean ceiling to work with now. We'll go to chop the top. That's lead through here, so we'll have to take and remove that very carefully. And these taillights are a little bit weird around the back here, a little bit of damage from rust, but we'll be deleting those and replacing them with something different. Take that pinch weld, weld it up. It's a part of the molding that came up there. And again, this side didn't bother with the bottom of the rockers, quarters, because that's going to be gone. It's really, there's nothing there. And when you're media blasting this, you have to go at it from 4 different directions. This way, top and bottom, because the pitting in certain areas is pretty deep. Fill up those holes, those trim holes, clean all that up. But as you can see, we have a little thing going on there. I guess somebody let the door swing out too wide or caught it when they were backing up. But we'll make up a new skin or just correct that area. I'm not sure yet. Firewall. Again, most of the firewall is going to be cut away, and that roof is beautiful. One little spot up here, got to address that, but all the way around the window perimeter, it's fantastic. Until you get to here, then we have to deal with that. So that isn't bad because we just make up a new piece, get it in. Daylight through the bottom of the doors. We'll have to get that fixed up. If we do a section, we can cut the bottom of the doors off and just shorten them. We'll see. Many possibilities with a project car like this. Okay, so we're gonna get this cleaned up, sanded down, get it in the booth, and give it a coat of epoxy primer. Alright, boys and girls, well, the Infiniti is a shell of its former self. And now we can actually get a look and see what we have to work with. So, we're not sure if we're going to keep the rockers yet, but everything above the rockers is basically going to be chopped off through here, up, roof definitely gone, as well as these rear quarters. We've got to open all that stuff up so that we can slide the shell of the 51 over top. So this whole rear back opening, not sure if that's going to work yet, so we'll probably leave that alone. But as for the quarters, that's all different. The rear deck, that's going to stay in place for now. So make a cut right above here, right above there. Peel the exterior skins off in such a way that we're just separating it here around the wheel opening. And that way we can see how much we can blend out into the 51. I have a feeling the 51 is going to be a little bit narrower, probably at this point here, just before it flares out. We'll see. We might flare those wheel wells on the 51, kind of widen the car up a bit. We still have to pull out a few more harnesses for stuff like this. These front A-pillars, we're going to leave these alone because that's a structural portion of the car at the moment. If we start cutting that apart, that's going to really snowball. So we're going to see how we can incorporate the 51's front cowl area into these areas. And the dash, I was going to pull it, but we're going to leave it again for now. This is just the weather stripping that remains. I want to see how close the width of this is, that's why I'm leaving it, as compared to the one in the 51. I know the distance in this area is going to vary. That's different between the two vehicles. But everything else should align. Get the front fender on and kind of work backward from there. You don't get into cutting and chopping everything off right now until you have a plan. We have a plan, but we just want to make sure that the plan is going to be good. Because once you cut it, there's no backing up. Alright guys, so in the next video, we're going to go into dissecting this body. Unless you don't want to see that, let me know in the comments. If you guys just want to see a chassis that's ready to go, throw it down below. If you guys want to see the process of cutting everything apart, let me know as well. Take care, guys.